Did you know your birthday doesn't tell the whole story when it comes to how old you really are? I've learned that your biological age, basically how old your cells and organs actually are, is one of the most powerful predictors of your long-term health. That's why I was so curious to try the True Age Test from True Diagnostic. It's a super simple at-home test that helps you uncover your biological age and gives you insight into your risk for things like Alzheimer's, heart disease, even early mortality. I ordered it myself because I wanted a clearer picture of my health beyond just checkups. It blew my mind to learn that if your biological age is just 5 years older than your actual age, your risk of major illness can go up by 30 to 50%. That was a wake-up call. But what really motivated me was this. Up to 90% of biological aging is driven by lifestyle. That means how we eat, sleep, move, and manage stress really matters. And we can slow it down. True Diagnostic doesn't just show you your biological age. You get a full personalized report loaded with science-backed steps to actually improve your health over time. I'm genuinely excited to see my results and make some smart changes, maybe dial in my sleep, or rethink my supplements, or just build better habits overall. The whole process is easy. Just a quick finger prick at home, pop your sample into the prepaid mailer, and a few weeks later, your results are online with clear, actionable insights. If you care about protecting your health and want to find out what your real age is, head over to truediagnostic.com and use my code RLRC to get 20% off your entire order or subscription. That's truediagnostic.com and use RLRC at checkout to get 20% off. Your future self will thank you. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies. And you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code RLRC. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood that you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Look, y'all, you know I have trouble sleeping. I take the Sleepy Time gummy. I take a quarter of one before I go to sleep, and I sleep hard all night long. Never even move, wake up feeling fresh as a daisy. So listen, you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. But Mood's functional gummies combine premium federal legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into that perfect mood, usually in as little as 15 minutes. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code RLRC. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code RLRC when you check out to save 20% on your first order.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free select DeWalt, Craftsman, or Cobalt tool with purchase of a select battery kit. Plus, get a free Werner 2-foot aluminum ladder when you buy an 8-foot fiberglass ladder. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Friday, June the 6th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And it's D-Day. the greatest generation. Today marks whatever the anniversary is of the largest invasion ever in the history of man, when all our troops sailed from England and invaded Normandy, France, to battle Hitler. Shitbag.
Yeah.
So anyway, they were just kids, and we're so much older. We were like older than any of the generals in the war.
Our children are probably older than.
Yeah, they're probably like would have been officers, high-ranking officers or something. But anyway, that's a day, and so many of our soldiers are still there, buried on the beaches and the cemeteries and on those beaches, and it's a hell of a thing. So we can sit here and do podcasts.
It's true.
So anyway, we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Tomorrow is the first Queens of Digital Marketing, the human sex trafficking series that begins.
Yes.
And Miss Tina's on there, y'all. Y'all got to listen to it, like it, and share it, and just put it everywhere. It's very important. A lot of crime involved, and hell of a story. So y'all will go and listen to that. And as always, hashtag Justice for Haley. The case is being worked as we speak, which is just about as good as what we could ask for. And with the Cobb County DA taking it over and all that. And Miss Barbara Blunt's case, please continue to call in your tips. And tomorrow we are recording, Saturday, we're recording the new hashtag Justice For series that's coming out, and it's a hell of a story.
Yes, it
I
is.
listened to an hour-long recorded phone conversation this morning, which adds more complexity to the case. Craziness, crazy. But what do you have for us today?
Okay, well, we're going to start off in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
And
I like South Carolina.
I've never been.
Yeah, I'll take you one day.
Pageland. And a 7-year-old girl identified as Skyler Baker remains in critical condition after being struck in the head by a stray bullet while she was asleep in her bed after a drive-by shooting. The incident occurred around 1:17 a.m. on June 1st. I can't believe we're already at June 1st.
We're June 6th.
I know, but I mean, we're already in the month of June.
Yeah.
So in the Brewer Circle neighborhood is where she was. According to Pageland Police Department, officers responded to reports of gunfire and found Skyler with a gunshot wound to the head. She was airlifted to a hospital and is currently on a ventilator. Police have not made any arrests and are urging anyone with information to come forward. I hope that there's ring cameras and things like that, that they can refer to. Skyler's mother, Essence Chambers, described her daughter as a ball of energy and a happy child, asking for prayers for her recovery. Her sister, Kiara Chambers, said Skyler was so full of life and loved by everyone. So Pageland Police Chief Dean Short called the incident a terrible thing, especially in a small community, and has emphasized the need for community action against such violence. But
I mean, what else is he going to say? Man, it's stupid. Drive-by shootings. We're assuming it's a drive-by shooting. Somebody just rides by and fires a bullet. Did he kill the little girl?
no, she's in critical care.
Yeah, that sucks for her either way, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's definitely a crime. And, the streets talk and they will get them for sure, right?
Right.
I don't know what else to say. So we're going to Connecticut. Connecticut is known as the Constitution state, right? I assume it has to do with the U.S. Constitution and not, they're just very constituted people. Is that a word?
I don't think constituted.
So anyway, they go into Westchester County in Connecticut, and they had a bulldog, English bulldog, named Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
And the key word there is had. All right. So you ask yourself, what happened to old Bruno? Well, there was a dude named Benjamin Tyler. He ain't like Bruno too much. You know what he did?
I have no idea.
Well, in December of 2024, Tyler choked Bruno to death.
That's horrible.
Strangled him.
How do you do
at the dog's New Rochelle home. So he's not even the owner. But anyway, Tyler was a longtime friend of Bruno's owner and had been staying at the home.
Oh, okay.
Right? Nothing says, hey, be a good house guest like strangling my dog. But the story doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
Ask me what he did.
What did he do?
Well, after he choked him to death, now, it takes on average 1.5 to 3 minutes to choke a human to death. I can't imagine how long it takes to choke a dog to death. But after he choked him to death, he cut him up into pieces. And then he spreads the pieces all around the town of New Rochelle.
Mm-mm.
He did it. That's the truth. So they said the defendant's conduct in this case is sickening beyond comprehension. That's what Susan Kessere, the Westchester County District Attorney, said. He will soon have time to reflect on the depravity of his actions from the Westchester County Jail. She said, cruelty to animals will never be tolerated under my administration. And guess what? This is your favorite part. How much time is he looking at?
Well, the guy in New York yesterday with like the 56 dogs only got a year. So I'm hoping he got more.
Nope.
Oh, my God.
He only faces up to 1 year in jail.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. I guess if you want to commit a crime and you just want to kill some shit and not really spend any time in jail or anything, just torture animals.
Apparently.
I don't know what else you do. So there you go. It's a short one, but I don't know if we ever had a case where people cut up a dog and spread it around.
I don't recall one,
so
but
it's crazy.
I try to not remember some of them.
Crazy. What you got?
I have something that's taking us to Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, I just listened to a lady's recorded phone conversation and the new hashtag Justice For, and this lady was in Oklahoma City. What you got?
So I have a man who has been a long-time person of interest in unsolved 2010 murder.
Uh-oh.
So,
all right.
Michael Wayne Thomas is a 54-year-old insurance agent from...
Now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that was because you said the case was in 2010. So that would make him add another 50. He'd be 64. He'd be 70. But he's 54. So he's a year younger than me.
Okay. So he's 54 right now.
All right.
And he is a longtime person of interest in an unsolved 2010 murder of Julie Mitchell. And in November of 2010, Julie Mitchell, who was 34, was found beaten to death in the master bedroom closet of her Oklahoma City home. Her 13-month-old baby was discovered unharmed nearby, and approximately $30,000 was reported missing from her closet safe.
Wonder who reported missing.
I don't know.
Think you walk in and you see someone dead, and well, you know what? She probably had to open the safe. Otherwise, the person reported missing could have just seen a dead body and took the money.
Could have.
Yep.
At the time of her death, her husband, Teddy Mitchell, was in California, and he was later convicted in 2014 for operating illegal high-stakes poker games.
There you go. That's where 30,000 cash came from.
And taking unlawful sports bets.
Oh, he's a bookie
and
a poker player,
And he
setter
was
upper.
serving a 27-month federal prison sentence. So Thomas had been interviewed by police 5 to 6 times since 2012 regarding the case. And Thomas
He was
is
in California.
no, her husband is the one. Teddy was in California, but Michael Wayne Thomas, a 54-year-old insurance agent, he has been interviewed by police 5 to 6 times since 2012 regarding the case.
Means they couldn't get off of him as a suspect.
He consistently denied involvement in her murder, stating in a 2012 interview with the Oklahoman, I guess the newspaper in that area, I 100% did not. That's for sure. And referring to murdering her. Despite his denials, Thomas remained a person of interest due to his gambling ties with Teddy.
Right. Might owe him some money.
And the discovery of his company checkbook at the Mitchell's residence after the movie.
I mean, come on, man. Explain that, right?
So Thomas had acknowledged playing poker at Teddy Mitchell's house and placing bets with him. He also told authorities that he allowed Teddy to become a partner in his business to help pay off his gambling debt.
I bet Teddy owns part of a mortuary and everything else.
So for in the latest interview, Thomas insisted on a remote session, refusing to meet in person. Oklahoma City Police Department Master Sergeant Gary Knight stated he had agreed to be interviewed by detectives, but only with the only stipulation that he wasn't going to be at the same location.
You know why? Because he's thinking, shit, they keep interviewing me. This might be the time they whip out the bracelets to put on me, give me my jewelry, and take me to their hotel. And he's like, I'm going to find out what they got, what they want to know and what they got. But if they got me, they can't get me.
Oh, well. So Detective Bryn Carter, who conducted the interview, said Thomas dominated the whole conversation, leaving little opportunity for questioning. He didn't give me an opportunity to say anything. He controlled the conversation from the start.
That's the officer's fault.
Exactly. But approximately 40 minutes into the call, I hate to ask you this, but
He confessed.
he pulled out a pistol and shot himself.
Ooh.
His attorney, Ed Blau, who had represented him since 2012, was present during the call and expressed his shock, stating the phone landed right by his head.
The attorney probably got on the microphone and said, now you can exclude my client from your investigation.
Oh, my gosh. He says it was shocking and horrific. I mean, what else? So the Oklahoma City Police Department continues to investigate Julie Mitchell's murder, emphasizing that the case remains open.
Well, I mean, it could just be up to his tonsils in debt to different bookies and had enough of the cops' question. He could have just been having a bad day.
Detective Carter stated, "We've always said this was an old case, not a cold case. Authorities are seeking information from other individuals who may have knowledge related to the case."
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack and hydration sponsor. We're so excited to announce they've teamed up with Thomas Keller, Michelin star chef of the French Laundry, on 2 special edition products, a salted caramel chip protein bar and a yuzu mango hydration mix. Y'all, the salted caramel chip bar is officially my new favorite protein bar. It tastes just as dreamy as it sounds, sweet and salty and totally addicting in the best way. This collaboration grew out of Chef Keller's daily regimen of IQ Bar products and combines IQ Bar's nutritional excellence with Keller's culinary expertise. IQ bars, plant protein bars, are packed with clean and delicious ingredients that keep you physically and mentally fit. Example, the salted caramel chip IQ bar has 12 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar, plus brain-boosting nutrients like lion's mane adaptogen. The Yuzu Mango IQ Mix is a refreshing zero-sugar hydration mix that marries bold flavor, essential electrolytes for your body, and lion's mane plus magnesium for your brain. Just mixed with water for the Michelin star taste and next level hydration. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ bars, brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. When IQ Bar sent me the salted caramel chip IQ bar and the Yuzu Mango IQ mix, I was blown away. I couldn't believe something so delicious could be good for me. I had never had Yuzu before either. In case you don't know, it's a citrus fruit, a cross between a lemon, a grapefruit, and a mandarin, which pairs well with sweet tropical essence of mango. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text RLRC to 64,000. Text RLRC to 64,000. That's RLRC to 64,000. Regular message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Hey, you know what doesn't belong in your epic summer plans? That's getting burned by your old wireless bill. While you're planning beach trips and barbecues and 3-day weekends, your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why I made the switch to Mint Mobile. With plans starting at $15 a month, Mint Mobile gives you premium wireless service on the nation's largest 5G network. The coverage and the speed you're used to, but way less money. So while your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise charges, you'll be chilling literally and financially. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come from high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. I use this and you should too. And honestly, the switch to Mint Mobile was a no-brainer for me. The service is just as good as my old provider, but my bill is a fraction of what it used to be. I haven't had any dropped calls. My data speeds are solid, and knowing I'm saving money every single month, that's the real win. This year, skip breaking the sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months. 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. That's crazy. Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
There's this video that showed us this. Basically, it's to teach you how to really search people before you bring them in for questioning or for jail, right? And there was this guy, I think he was a Hispanic male, and they were bringing him in for questioning about shooting a cop. Mm-hmm. Right? It's on video. And they bring him in to the interrogation room. They set him down, and they said, you need something to drink. He said, yes, water, please. And the dude's all fucking nervous on the camera. They bring him water. They open the door, hand him a bottle of water, and they shut the door again. And he takes the bottle of water, and he gets a sip, and he drinks it, and takes his hat. It's like this, and he sets the bottle of water down. And he picks up another bottle of water, and he drinks it again. I'm talking about the fucking camera's right in his face. And then he stops, he sits down a bottle of water and lifts his shirt, pulls out a pistol, and blows his brains out. Now the cops hear the gunshot. Oh. They come running in the room like, holy fuck, holy fuck. You can hear it on the camera.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck searched him?
My gosh.
So he blew his brains out right there in the interrogation room. And I'm pretty sure that somebody lost their job for that.
I guess so.
The 1+1 rule, I ever tell you about that?
Yes, but I don't remember.
Okay, so if you searching someone, you find one weapon, always continue search because you'll find another. It's 1+1.
Interesting.
Well, I don't guess that lawyer really had any experience that his client was. I bet you the lawyer really thought, fuck.
Lost that money.
Yeah. How did I bill him for this? It wasn't even a full hour.
I just think that, but yeah.
We don't usually do suicide stories, but that one is tied into crime. We have a lot of stories we could do every day about these murder suicides, and I just fucking hate them because I think that it's so bad for the families and the people that do are such bitches. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't fucking take somebody else out than yourself. Just take yourself out. But anyway, let's go to Maryland.
Okay.
Been there. Kind of cool. It's totally different. I got to take you up there one day. It's like they got like mountainous regions, kind of like mountains around Chattanooga and stuff. It's really beautiful. Although I don't like Baltimore. I'm talking about the countryside stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you about a dude named Tori Moore. All right, and Tori Moore, well, did all kinds of shit. This story is disturbing, so I'm just going to warn you. So, first of all, well, not the first thing he did, but one of the things he did, he went to a store to get him some iced tea.
Okay.
And he walks into the convenience store, which is across the street from his White Oak apartment. And he walked to the cooler and got him a bottle of iced tea, and he takes it up and sets it on the counter. Well, he and the clerk got into an argument, and this is on December the 8th of 2022, that, according to the Montgomery County State's Attorney, John McCaffrey. So the clerk was Alu Wandamu, who was 61 years old. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, nothing says I'm going to end this argument like pulling a pistol and shooting Ali Wandamu. Nothing says I'm going to end this argument and win this verbal judo like pulling out a pistol and blowing this guy's brains out, right? So actually, he shot him. He leans over the counter. He shoots Alilu, and as Alilu falls to the floor, he leans over the counter and shoots him several more times as he's laying on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? A little overkill, probably. Yeah. I mean, okay. So then he just walks back across the street to his apartment with his bottle of iced tea. Well, the cops got to come. Mm-hmm. And they do what they do. And they were like, okay, people saw what they saw, and they identified the guy and say, he lives right the fuck over there. So they call out the SWAT team. Mm-hmm. Like, we got to know this motherfucker just shot this dude numerous times, and we got to go respond. So we listen in SWAT, and that's who the police call when they get scared, right? Special Weapons and Tactics. So SWAT team responds, and they go into homie's apartment, and guess what they found? His living girlfriend, Denise Middleton. You know where she was?
Bathroom.
Mm-mm. She was under a blanket in the bedroom.
Okay.
In an advanced state of decomposition.
Wow.
So, and she was 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh.
So with this asshole's child. And she had already given him the name of Ezekiel. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how close she was to Beth. This is according to the Washington Post. So the surveillance footage showed Moore pushing Middleton into an elevator in the building's lobby on October the 9th of 2022. Moore shot her 7 times in the apartment that day, and with at least 4 bullets entering her back.
Oh.
So 3 to the front, 4 to the back. Again, this dude trigger happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So according to McCarthy, the DA, Moore then went to North Carolina and California in the weeks following. He shot her there, covers over a blanket, and he goes to North Carolina and California. So the cops arrest him, and investigators find his phone on his internet searches. How long does it take for a dead body to smell? And how to, I'm serious, how to move a dead body without being seen?
How do you?
I mean, you can Google some stupid shit, but who the fuck's going to put that? You know, I'm going to type that in right now. I can't use your phone because you're video recording. Y'all, hey, we are on YouTube. Let me finish the story. Then I will want to know. Inquiring minds want to know what the fuck the internet tells you about that question. So remember that. How long does it take for a dead body to smell? Anyway, McCarthy said that Moore also searched how to plead
Innocent.
Insanity. Yeah, but so he was on the run or just out of the house for 26 days while Middleton's body was rotting in an apartment.
Mm-mm.
Now, Moore has since been convicted of first-degree murder and another firearm-related charge in Wandamu's death, the clerk. And he got convicted on May 16th last year. Now, on November 22nd, 2024, another jury, he goes to trial again. They convicted him on 2 counts of first-degree murder, one for Middleton's death and another for a viable fetus because she was 8.5 months pregnant. So he got sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms last Friday, and the DA McCarthy said he likely wouldn't be qualified parole until he is 90. How in the fuck you get 3 convictions for first degree murder? I guarantee them motherfuckers, I ain't got to ask Siri, they have the death penalty, because you kill a pregnant 8.5-month-old, you know, your whatever she was to you. You kill her and leave her to rot, and you shoot the other dude who's in his 60s during a rob and make it a robbery. I'm sure, assuming he didn't pay for his fucking tea. In Louisiana, you'd be getting a needle for that. But prosecutors said that Moore was the first conviction in the county's history for the murder of an unborn child. That's according to the Washington Post. So Moore, the Maryland man, is now 34. He didn't testify or speak at his trial or at his sentencing last week. But his attorneys argued that mental illness and schizophrenia caused him to do what he did. They said these acts were not a byproduct of a cold and calculated individual, but one who has struggled with his mental health for his entire life. And that's according to public defender Roberto Martinez. And it's the very fact that Mr. Moore was sleeping in the apartment with Miss Middleton's body emphasizes that Moore's mental illness brought him out of touch with reality. Well, the judge felt different. Said, we're left to wonder why he did what he did. Just Judge Rochelle McGuacken said, and really no one knows but him, and maybe not even him.
Oh, God.
Come on, man. Fuck you. People stay with the dead bodies all the time. Mm-hmm. That don't mean you're crazy. What really means you're not crazy is this. And now I can do it. How long does it take for a dead body to begin to smell?
Here's an answer from CoalitionBrewing.com.
They actually answer it. 1 to 3 days after death, a dead body that died of natural causes typically begins to give off an odor within 1 to 3 days after death due to break down tissues and release the gas. Let me change it. How do you move a dead body without being seen?
I found this on the web.
I can't believe motherfuckers actually asked this shit. So we're going to Quora, and it says, find some federal, these motherfuckers ought to be investigated. The dude named James William says, I'm really smart, and I'm a practicing FMD, whatever the fuck that means. This fucking question has 55 answers and 106.3K answers or views, all right, in 3 years. You talking about some fucking Reddit? Kills? I bet you. No, I'm on Quora. Quora. I just did the first thing that popped up. So this first asshole says, find some federal land that's protected for nature. They won't be building a shopping mall there anytime soon, causing you to have to dig up that smelling sack of shit. Find a low-key spot and dig a hole. Then put a bunch of good-sized rocks next to the hole. If possible, lure the mark to the hole and dispatch him or her of their life there. Place body in a hole, cover it with the rocks first. This keeps the coyotes and the other foraging animals from digging up and spreading around body parts. Then fill it with dirt, spread excess dirt all around, making everything level cover with foliage to conceal the burial site. Now you can finally have a truly happy life.
Is this how to kill your wife?
This is how to move a dead body without being seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you believe people are fucking writing this shit?
Yeah. Do you know the stories that we talk about every day?
How can I successfully dump a dead body without being caught? Has 55,919 views. Wow. I got to read one more. These are fucking interesting as fuck. This person says, I'm writing a novel. I want some suggestions. What are some unusual places to hide a dead body? Now, you're full of shit. You're getting ready to kill somebody. Anyway, fuck it. I'll leave it at that. That's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Pregnant. Slept in the bed with her. Shot her 7 times. What the fuck did he do on the raid? If he's so crazy, what's he doing? You got to have money. It costs money to go on the raid.
Exactly.
But anyway, fuck him.
Yes.
But he can get out when he's 90.
That's disgusting.
What you got?
We're going to the UK. Normanton Derby. So, human remains believed to be those of Isabella Helena Zablocka, which is a Polish woman who vanished nearly 15 years ago, have been unearthed in the garden of her former residence on Princess Street in Normanton. So the discovery has prompted the Derbyshire police to launch a murder investigation, leading to the arrest of 4 individuals in connection with the case. So let me give you a little bit of details because this happened in 2009. Isabella Zablocka was 30 at the time.
All right.
And she moved to the UK from Poland and settled into Normanton. She last communicated with her family on August 28th of 2010.
What makes somebody move from Poland to England?
I have no idea.
2 different languages.
Maybe a job.
Maybe so. I bet the food's better in Poland. I bet the beer's better in Poland.
I don't know.
Polish? Like Polish sausages?
It's just the only thing I can think of.
Polish kebabs? Or is that a thing?
I don't think kebabs are Polish. But she had last communicated with her family on August 28th of 2010, but then all contact ceased. But her disappearance was not reported to UK authorities at that time.
And this is the lady from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Leaving her case dormant for nearly a decade and a half. It wasn't until May of this year that new information surfaced, and which prompted the police to open the investigation or to investigate her disappearance. So, acting on a recent tip that investigators received, they searched the property that she was at on Princess Street, and they discovered human remains in the garden, which they
go.
believed was hers.
Well, I wonder if they're growing in a garden.
I don't know. But at 30, I'm sorry?
Large yellow squash.
Probably.
But the human remains probably made it grow good.
Probably so. Well, a 39-year-old woman previously arrested on suspicion of murder was rearrested on Monday. Additionally, 2 other women, aged 39 and 43, and a 41-year-old man were also arrested over the past week. So there are 4 people.
They're just locking them up.
Yeah, but they were all released on bond pending further inquiries.
Yeah, it's called. I used to do it a lot of times. You kind of get to a sticking point. You got enough for probable cause. The nothing makes a motherfucker squeal like putting handcuffs on them.
Yeah,
And to get it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, Detective Inspector Kane Martin, leading the investigation, said Isabella's family are at the forefront of our minds following this discovery. And whilst formal identification has not taken place,
I'm pretty sure
it's our belief that these remains do belong to Isabella.
Hey, lifers, Woody Overton here, and I want to talk to y'all about something that's come up around our house more than once lately: hormones. Now, I can't speak from personal experience on this one, but I've seen it firsthand with Cyndi. There were days she'd be feeling drained, overwhelmed, even a little off. We couldn't figure out why. She was eating right, taking care of herself, getting things done like always, but something just wasn't clicking. Turns out it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just being tired. She took this free 2-minute quiz from a company called Happy Mammoth, and it gave her some serious insight into what might be going on with her hormone levels. After answering just a few simple questions, she got personalized breakdown, and one of the main things it pointed out was that her body may be overloaded with estrogen. That's when we found Hormone Harmony, Happy Mammoth's plant-based herbal formula designed to support your hormone levels, stress response, and overall well-being. Since Cyndi started taking Hormone Harmony, she said it's made a noticeable difference. Things like occasional bloating, low energy, and those mild mood dips, all less frequent. And it didn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul to see those changes. Just a small daily habit that fit right into her routine. Now listen, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. This quiz gives you personalized recommendations so you can understand what's going on in your body and what might help you feel better. Whether it's Hormone Harmony or one of their other hormone support products, you'll know exactly where to start. And here's the thing. Happy Mammoth has helped thousands of women. They have over 40,000 5-star reviews, and a bottle of Hormone Harmony sells every 24 seconds. That many folks can't be wrong. Ready to start feeling like yourself again? Head over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz today to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com and use the code RLRC for 15% off today. You ever notice how the smallest changes can completely reset your mood? Like lighting a candle or cracking a window or slipping into a bed that actually feels like it belongs in a luxury retreat. We've been switching things up for the summer over here, and let me just say, refreshing your bedroom with avocado green mattress bedding is totally a game changer, y'all. You already know Avocado for the certified organic mattresses, but their bedding is next level. I'm talking soft, breathable, and sustainably made pieces that don't just look good, they feel like an upgrade for your whole life. Their organic cotton sheets, GOTS certified and insanely soft, like sleeping in a fancy hotel. And their natural linen duvet just gets better every time you wash it. Light, airy, and built to last. We sleep better when we sleep cool, and natural materials like these don't trap heat the way synthetics do. Avocado's bedding helps regulate your temperature all night long, which means no waking up sweaty, no tossing and turning, just good, deep sleep. What I really love, though, you're wrapping yourself in responsibly sourced comfort. These materials are organic, renewable, and ethically made, Better for you and better for the planet. That's what avocado is all about. Mission-driven sustainability without sacrificing luxury. Head to avocadomattress.com today to save 10% on all bedding and 50% on clearance bedding. Avocado, dream of better.
Yeah.
He added that the identification process is likely to be lengthy, but updates will be provided when possible.
Sounds like an action figure. The possibles.
Impossibles, the Kim Possible. Authorities are appealing to the public for any information related to her disappearance.
I'd be like, fuck you. If I knew something about it, I damn sure ain't telling you after 10 years or however long it is, 15 years.
And they're saying Isabella had friends in Derby. She socialized in Derby. We know that someone out there knows something. So Crime Stoppers is offering
Derby. What's Derby?
where she lived.
I was thinking it was like a club or something.
No, it's the little town that she lived in the UK.
Derby.
So Crime Stoppers is offering 2,000 euros, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I lose track of that shit.
I know. Reward for information leading to a conviction.
I know in Belize the dollar is 2-to-1 guaranteed, and it's the national language is English.
But this is not funny, but the reward is available only until August 27th. So everybody
expire after that.
I mean, how do you offer a reward only until a specific date? Your time is up.
Try to get them to come forward in a hurry. So
you come on August 28th, you ain't getting that.
No doubt. No doubt. The little town, I don't know how big the town is, Derby.
I don't know. They
I
didn't.
want to get me a Derby hat.
I want to go to the
called?
Derby.
Oh, we're going to the Derby one day.
We were supposed to before COVID with your parents.
Yep. We're going one day. And that was with my dad and I to do this, but didn't make it. All right. Now, D-Day, very important day for me, as are all military, great military days. I call it great, important military days. So we're going to take you back to June the 6th in 1944.
Okay.
So naturally, that's when the Allies finally invaded Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hitler kicked their ass for all the years, and England almost lost. Of course, we got sucked into when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, and then Japanese and Hitler and Italy all joined together, the axis of evil, and we were fighting them all, right? But the tides of war slowly began to turn, and we mounted the largest invasion ever recorded. So June 6, 1944 was D-Day, meaning this is it. But actually it was supposed to happen several days before that, and it kept changing because of the weather. So June 6, 1994, I'm going to tell you about the crimes that happened on this day during the invasion.
Oh.
Yeah, real history shit. While D-Day, or the Allied invasion of Normandy, on June 6, 1994, on June 6, 1944, is mainly known for its massive military operation, and after that, it was the beginning of the liberation of Europe, right? But it's important to acknowledge the darker side of D-Day, and including, but not limited to, including wartime crimes and the exploitation of the population.
Okay.
Then what do you think about it? You've been fighting in other theaters, and you've been waiting all this long to go in and get the Nazis and whatever, and France had capitulated and surrendered, and you're going back in. Killing is killing, but sometimes shit gets a little out of hand.
Well, yeah.
It's not like now where they have to ask permission to
That's
shoot,
what I was going to say.
right?
Yeah, it was a free-for-all.
So it's natural. I would think that it's natural when you're in that rage and your buddy just got his head blown off and you're fighting back. You're like,
I'm going to do some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have done all this shit. So, because these incidents included sexual violence, murder, looting, and, that's all wartime shit for real. But let's talk about it. Crimes committed during D-Day. And y'all, I'm getting this off of, I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. I try to give credit and we'll try to, in the stories, we'll read this quotes and on whatever reasons, right?
Yeah.
Because other people did the work. I didn't know this until I read it. But sexual violence, they had reports of rape and sexual assault committed by the Allied soldiers, particularly American and British troops. And then this all came out after D-Day. Some of these incidents involved civilian women in France and later in Germany as the Allies advanced.
That's just too much.
Yeah. Well,
that really is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. Now, this one, I kind of get it, but the murder of prisoners of war. So the Normandy massacres where Canadian and British prisoners of war were murdered by the 12th SS Panzer Division, or is an example of wartime atrocities during D-Day. So it wasn't just us.
Yeah.
When they say the Allies, it's the Australians, the New Zealanders, Canadians. We all hit them at the same time. Mm-hmm. But the Canadians and the British, they got captured by the Nazis, the 12th SS Panzer Division. That's like the tank divisions, and the SS or the Nazis elite. Mm-hmm. They're super soldiers, right? And they murdered the shit out of them. So looting and pillaging, I kind of get this. I'm thinking if I'm over there and I got to clear every building and do whatever, and I know some Nazi officer's been living in here and he's got a fifth of whiskey, I'm probably going to take it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, looting and pillaging. It said as Allied troops advance into the occupied territory, reports of looting and pillaging along with wanton destruction became widespread. I get that too. I would burn every motherfucker.
Make them have
you
to
shooting
rebuild.
at me, you're a sniper and you're in that house and you're shooting at me and I can't get you, I'm going to burn the fucking house down.
Exactly.
So other crimes. Besides the ones we already talked about, there were also instances of soldiers committing other crimes, including theft and violence against civilians. Well, you know what? A lot of the French people turned on their own French people. Mm-hmm. They're like the women who were sleeping with the Germans and the people who buddied up to the Germans, right? Like, thought they were New Germany. Well, the French resistance and stuff, that like they took the women out, stripped them naked, shaved their heads and tarred and feathered them and all kinds of shit.
Right.
So racial discrimination. So they have official reports and documents from the time that suggest that there was a focus on the race of soldiers when reporting their misconduct, particularly when it came to black soldiers and the African American, whatever you want to say. That's a real deal. Even all the way back to the Civil War when they first started using African Americans to fight the South. Even though they're fighting gallantly, but with honor. Yeah. Their own sides put down on them, and they were harder on them. And I've seen stuff about World War II, African American soldiers in the units that they just got shit upon.
That's
and
disgusting.
they were twice as hard on it, even though they were doing the same job that the whites were doing. So let's talk about remembering the dark side. As D-Day is commemorated, it's crucial to remember the darker aspects. As D-Day is commemorated, it's crucial to remember the darker aspects of the war, including the crimes committed by Allied forces. So historians and researchers are continuing to investigate these incidents and bring them to light, challenging the traditional heroic narrative of the Allied victory. They said by examining these incidents, we can learn about the potential consequences of the war and the need for accountability, even in the face of immense challenges. So anyway, I don't know. It's crazy. war is bad.
Yes, war is bad.
But if fucking Hitler hadn't been Hitler and the Japanese hadn't bombed Pearl Harbor, and I'm German, right? And but Japanese hadn't bombed. Hey, Hitler was bad.
Yes.
Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, surprise attack, killing 3,000 some plus Americans.
Bad.
Yeah, they started a war.
Yeah.
So I think their Admiral Yamamoto, who had spent time as the adjutant in Washington, D.C., I think he was educated at Harvard. But they sent him over to learn American ways and everything else. And he ended up being in charge of the whole Imperial fleet. Now, keep this in mind. Before World War II, everybody thought it was going to be about tanks. Airplanes weren't really even a big consideration, especially naval ships. And the naval ships they thought were going to be the big deal was battleships, like it was in World War I. Battleships didn't do shit in this war, except try to kill each other. It ended up being all about aircraft carriers. But Yamamoto said, and they called us with our pants down, and all the planes were stacked side by side in the field, which for security measures, so they could watch them, keep an eye on them, not thinking that somebody could come in, drop one bomb, and blow up 20 planes. All our ships tied up, tail to tail, same thing, and they planned it for years, and shallow running torpedoes could be dropped from planes and stuff. Anyway, they got us, but when they didn't get them all, obviously, we still had 2 carriers that were out at sea. Yamamoto said they were all celebrating victory. Yamamoto said, "I fear we have just awakened a great giant," meaning America, because he lived in America. And
he knew. We
had the resources, and one of the reasons they attacked us was for oil and shit like that, but whatever. Anyway, D-Day history, D-Day crimes, D-Day times, and it's time for these nuts to get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't talk about testicles, I was talking about you and I.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like a nut right now.
Mounds don't. All right, you got anything else?
I don't.
Hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Listen tomorrow. Queens is probably the official title of the series, but it's Queens of Digital Marketing.
Yes.
And it's not a commercial ploy, y'all. It's a crime. And
it's a movement. We got to do something about this.
Yeah, we got to do something about it, right? And a lot more people are doing it. I saw a Navy SEAL has started a nonprofit just for sex trafficking about kids, an ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's actually going to run for Congress now too.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking, real.
Yeah.
And bad. So, all right, we're out of here. I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Host of True Crime Time for Friday, June the 6th. Holler at y'all later. Peace.